One summer, a young boy named Liam left the busy streets of New York City to spend his vacation at his grandfather's farm in Kansas. It was a place where the sky stretched endlessly and the wind whispered secrets through fields of golden wheat. Liam admired his grandfather, a quiet, wise man whose weathered hands spoke of years of hard work, yet whose eyes still held a spark of adventure. One afternoon, as they sat on the old wooden porch, Liam asked the question that had been on his mind for a while. "How do you become successful in life?" he said. His grandfather didn't answer right away. Instead, he stood up, walked inside, and returned with a box. Inside was an old spool of string, some sticks, and a few sheets of paper. Without saying a word, he handed the materials to Liam, and together they built a kite, simple, fragile, but with a strong frame and a long tail that fluttered in the breeze. The next morning, they walked out to the wide open fields. The sky was painted a brilliant blue, and the wind was steady, strong. Liam held the kite tightly as his grandfather nodded for him to run. He did. At first, the kite dragged behind him, bumping against the ground. But then suddenly it caught the wind and soared into the sky. Liam laughed as he watched it dance high above him. But the laughter didn't last long. The wind grew stronger, pulling fiercely at the string, nearly tearing it from his hands. The kite swayed wildly, dipping and twisting, then crashing back to the earth. Frustrated, Liam stared at the fallen kite. His grandfather calmly picked it up, smoothed out the crumpled paper, and handed it back. They tried again and again. Each time the wind knocked it down. They repaired it and sent it back up. By the fifth attempt, Liam learned when to hold tight, when to let the string loose, how to move with the wind rather than fight against it. Slowly, the kite climbed higher, finding its balance in the invisible currents above. And there it stayed steady, graceful, flying higher than ever before. As they stood watching the kite stretch toward the sun, his grandfather finally spoke. "Do you see, Liam?" he said. "It's the wind that makes the kite rise, but it's also the wind that threatens to tear it apart." Without learning how to handle both, the kite would never fly. That night, Liam lay awake thinking about the kite, about the wind, and about life. Years passed. Liam grew up and returned to New York. He built a business from the ground up. There were days when everything seemed easy, when success felt like the breeze pushing him forward. But there were also storms, failures, setbacks, and moments when he felt ready to give up. And each time, he remembered the kite. He remembered how the same wind that nearly destroyed it was the wind that lifted it higher. He remembered how he had learned not to fight the wind, but to work with it, to adjust his grip, and to trust that he could keep it flying. One evening, after a long day in his office overlooking the city, Liam glanced at a small kite hanging on the wall, faded, worn, but still intact, a reminder of a lesson he carried with him everywhere. Success, he had learned, isn't about avoiding the wind. It's about embracing it, learning to navigate the challenges, to bend without breaking, and to rise again and again, because without the wind, the kite would never fly. Life's challenges are like the wind, unpredictable, powerful, sometimes overwhelming, but those same forces can lift you higher if you learn how to navigate them. Don't fear the struggle. It's what makes you stronger. It's what makes you soar.